2 days in a row. So yesterday, as I left the nursing home, there was this woman who walked by, right? And she held her phone up to me with the camera pointing toward me. And as I moved, she moved the phone in my direction slowly. Like, she wasn't hiding that she was recording me. Like, she wasn't hiding it. Okay, fast forward. So maybe 10 minutes later, because I'd walked to a different location, and 10 minutes later I was crossing the street, and this white van came out. Like, they went against the light, and they turned and they drove right at me. And this is not the first time something like that has happened, and it's not the first time I've had to, like, literally run and jump out of the way. I barely got a glance of the two men. I think there were two men in the car. They were both white, but with dark hair. They looked Eastern European, and I'm going to guess that they are, because seems to be a theme. And they drove off. And of course, I cursed loudly at them as they were driving off. Okay, today, I left my apartment, and I was crossing the street, and it was maybe a block away, because I walked to a different location before I got on public transport today. So I was crossing the street, and this time it wasn't a white van, it was a white pickup truck or some kind of truck, again, right at me. It sped up to kind of, to drive right at me, and then like almost screeched to a stop right in front of me. It could have, the driver could have seen me well before that. And then it stopped, and I'm just like, just go. I waved at it to just go. And the driver looked angry and stomped and again sped off. He like stepped on the gas and sped off. And again, though, it looked, I have no clue if it's the same guy from yesterday. It was a different car. Both were white car. The first one I think was a van. This one was some kind of truck. The guy did look a little bit similar to the driver yesterday, but I couldn't tell. But the thing that got me today was, he literally, and this is something that perpetrators will do, like, they work themselves up over the target. They have to, in order to justify what they're doing. Like, they have to lie to themselves to justify themselves. And whatever lies they're told about the target, they will believe, because they need to, in order to make it okay in their mind, what they're doing to the target. So whatever this is, but there's also, and of course, you've got to be stupid to be able to lie to yourself that way. Like, even an intelligent psychopath does not believe his or her own lies. But these stupid creatures that are hired to hunt people and stalk people and fuck with people and, you know, create this terror all day, every day, right? And this is what, like, this was like a jump startle effect, right? They drive at you and then they stop. Okay, but they will provoke. They will do something to provoke. And when the target gets angry, these stupid fucks who are doing it get angry right back. As if the target did not have a legitimate reason to get angry. You can't expect rational logic from a perpetrator. They're not hired for their intelligence. But I will say this too, you know, especially to women who might be watching this, listen, you know, I think people are getting involved in groups where some of them think that they're doing the right thing. They think that they're monitoring an actual threat, but they're not. They're helping to stalk and hunt, and they're helping the actual threat stalk and hunt innocent people. And I say innocent at this point relatively, because no one can take this type of attack indefinitely and stay innocent. This is not meant to stop a threat. It's meant to create one. This type of warfare. But if you're tracking people, like if you're recording people and sending their whereabouts, their location, where they're going, what they're wearing, so that these psychopaths can keep track of them, right? If you're doing that, then you're helping them. You know, whatever happens to that target, because you helped these psychopaths track that target so that they knew where he or she was, that's on you, right? And I'm saying this particularly to women because I know that some of them might get involved in like a community organization where they're being told horrible things about the target, and you know, they think that they're doing something good for the community by monitoring someone they've been told is a threat. And it's just the opposite. They're working for the actual threat. Okay? You know, especially those who say that they care about women's rights. And, well, if you care about women's rights, and this, you know, this targeting happens to both men and women. Okay? If you care about women's rights, then maybe don't help men hunt, stalk, and terrorize women, or men, right? And if you think that a person might pose a potential threat, right, might be a potential threat, okay, obviously you need to look into that. But what are you doing? What are you being asked to do? Is that productive? Is that counterproductive? Is it really going to help? Um, if you're being asked to fuck with people, to mess with people, to try to provoke them to a response, that's not the action of someone who's trying to stop or find an actual threat. That's the action of someone who's trying to set someone up to look like a threat when they finally show anger. Okay? Please do not help these men. And I'm guessing some of them probably have a Russian accent. Please do not help them hunt, stalk, and terrorize their target. Do not help them monitor and follow their target. If you think someone is a threat, then maybe gather with some other women and get like a burner phone or something. And if you want to record the person, fine, but keep that to yourself unless you see him or her actually doing something wrong. Because when you're sending that information to other people, you're sending that information to the actual threat, to the actual criminals who are literally hunting, stalking, terrorizing, and destroying the lives of innocent people. And both men and women act as perpetrators. Both men and women are targets of this, right? But just please do not think you're working for the good guys. You are not. Later.